Yeah, kept that on. Okay. This is a regular meeting of the Board of Trustees. Let's stand for the Pledge of Allegiance.
Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you. Roll call.
Roll call, Mrs. Chapman.
Here.
Mr. Cottle.
Here.
Mr. Spickard.
Here.
Okay, ready? Just read them. This is my first time, so I'm sorry. I move to dispense with the reading of the minutes and approve the minutes to date.
Second.
Roll call, Mrs. Chapman.
Yes.
Mr. Cottle.
Yes.
I move to approve payment of bills and payroll as prepared by the fiscal officer, subject to audit.
Second.
Roll call, Mrs. Chapman.
Yes.
Mr. Cottle.
Yes.
I move to adopt the attached resolution for supplemental appropriation of general funds for necessary police department capital expenditures.
I'll second that.
Roll call, Mrs. Chapman.
Yes.
Mr. Cottle.
Yes.
I move to adopt the attached resolution for advancement of funds from payment to the township's local taxes for the tax year of 2024 from the county fiscal office to use the money for purposes of the 2025 calendar year expenditures.
Second.
Roll call, Mrs. Chapman.
Yes.
Mr. Cottle.
Yes.
I move to approve the updates and upgrades to the township website by Civic Plus in the amount of $5,623.03 to be paid from Fund Line 1000110-319.
Second.
Roll call, Mrs. Chapman.
Yes.
Mr. Cottle.
Yes.
I move to approve the attached resolution for lawn maintenance services rendered by Wide Open Property Maintenance in the amount of $4,803.
Second.
Roll call, Mrs. Chapman.
Yes.
Mr. Cottle.
Yes.
I move to approve the attached resolution for legal services rendered by Harpster Beck LLC in the amount of $1,268.61.
Second.
Roll call, Mrs. Chapman.
Yes.
Mr. Cottle.
Yes.
I move to authorize Enviroscience to advertise and receive bids for the Sawyerwood Bioretention Improvement Project.
Second that.
Roll call, Mrs. Chapman.
Yes.
Mr. Cottle.
Yes.
I move to approve the supplemental appropriations for 2024, Exhibit A, as prepared by the fiscal officer and submit it to the Summit County Fiscal Office.
Second.
Roll call, Mrs. Chapman.
Yes.
Mr. Cottle.
Yes. All right, I have some stuff here for the zoning. The board has received a report from the zoning administrator regarding conditions of junk, debris, overgrown vegetation, and an unlicensed junk vehicle on the property of 1019 Abington Road, parcel number 5110866. Proper multiple notices have been given to the property owner to clean up, remove, or otherwise abate the conditions, but the nuisance remains. Is there anyone present here at 1019 Abington Road? Doesn't look like it. So pursuant to ORC 505.87 and Springfield Township Zoning Resolution 7.01 F4B, I move to declare the condition of 1019 Abington Road, parcel number 5110866, to be a nuisance, that an order be issued to the property owner to abate the nuisance within 7 days, and failing that, this board shall act to abate the nuisance by removal of all the items with the total costs incurred for the abatement to be certified to the Summit County Fiscal Officer as a lien upon the parcel.
Second.
Roll call, Mrs. Chapman.
Yes.
Mr. Cottle.
Yes. And I have a couple things here from the fire. I move nunc pro tunc to authorize the appointment of Brian Seipert to the position of part-time firefighter medic effective 11/4/2024. The appointment will follow the terms and conditions of employment as outlined in the current part-time firefighter collective bargaining agreement.
Second?
Roll call, Mrs. Chapman?
Yes.
Mr. Caudle?
Yes. Another one for fire. I move nunc pro tunc to authorize the appointment of Brian McClellan to the position of part-time firefighter medic effective 11/4/2024. The appointment will follow the terms and conditions of employment as outlined in the current part-time firefighter collective bargaining agreement.
Second?
Roll call, Mrs. Chapman?
Yes.
Mr. Caudle?
Yes.
We have some for the police department. I move to remove Officer Benjamin Mars from full-time probation status effective 10/30/24 and rate of pay as outlined in the current full-time police collective bargaining agreement.
Second.
Roll call, Mrs. Chapman?
Yes.
Mr. Caudle?
Yes.
I move to remove Kristen Rohr from part-time probation status effective 11/16/24.
Second.
Roll call, Mrs. Chapman?
Yes.
Mr. Caudle?
Yes.
I move to approve payment of $10,630 to Less Lethal LLC for the purchase of Pepperball non-lethal system to be paid from line 1000760790005.
Second.
Roll call, Mrs. Chapman?
Yes.
Mr. Caudle?
Yes.
I move to approve payment of $7,416 to Avon Exxon Enterprises Incorporated for the purchase of 5 tasers to be paid from line 1000760790005.
Second.
Roll call, Mrs. Chapman?
Yes.
Mr. Caudle?
Yes.
I move to approve payment of $3,694.48 to Advantage Police Supply for the purchase of SWAT officer headsets to be paid from line 1007607900005.
Second.
Roll call, Mrs. Chapman?
Yes.
Mr. Caudle?
Yes.
I move to approve payment in the amount of $13,831.05 to Fallsway Equipment for new cruiser equipment uplift to be paid from line 1007607900005.
Second.
Roll call, Mrs. Chapman?
Yes.
Mr. Caudle?
Yes.
Chief, is that our new cruiser?
Yes,
And that was you want to, where that came from?
yes, I can say that the township would like to thank U.S. Representative Amelia Sykes and Summit County Sheriff Candy Fothery for their roles in securing federal funding that provided this new Dodge Durango police cruiser to our police department. Springfield Township, like a lot of communities, faces, funding. There's trouble funding essential services sometimes. Therefore, the hard work and responsibility that our officers take each day, providing us this new cruiser is going to be a real benefit for our department. So that Representative Sykes and Sheriff Fothery got this funding and provided it for our department is very much appreciated.
We're very grateful. I move to approve payment in the amount of $3,615.92 to Sample Security and Investigation for CCTV system upgrade to be paid from line 1007607900005.
Second.
Roll call, Mrs. Chapman?
Yes.
Mr. Caudle?
Yes.
I move to authorize Chief Jack Simone to enter into the agreement with the Summit County Sheriff's Office for the receipt and use of a new patrol vehicle for the police department.
Second.
Roll call, Mrs. Chapman?
Yes.
Mr. Caudle?
Yes.
Do we have anybody that would like to speak? Come on up.
My wife and I are here this evening. First of all, I'd like to thank you for the speed limit sign on Taylor. A promise made, a promise kept. Appreciate that very much. Believe it or not, it's already taking effect. People are indeed slowing down. Very good, thank you. No, thank you.
What is your name and address?
Tim Huffman, and I live at 457 Taylor Avenue.
Thank you.
And secondly, I'd like to thank you, Jack, because your police department's presence and patrols have curtailed that carrying on that we spoke of earlier.
Yep, thank
And
you.
I really do appreciate that. You make a big difference. You do a great job, and I thank you both.
Thank you.
Thank
You
you.
guys are awesome. Thank you very, very much.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Anybody else?
name's Jerry Michael. I live at 2175 Beach Drive. I kind of have a problem with one of the trustees, Mr. Caldwell. I noticed that you like to go onto Facebook a lot and talk about zoning and how you're going to keep things transparent. I kind of do a lot of work for the township here, not just in the zoning, but volunteer work for it. And your wording kind of accuses the people that are doing the zoning work of not being transparent. I kind of take affront to that, sir, and I wish you would stop doing that.
Well, I just think that to respond to you, when there's positions open, instead of just automatically getting reappointed, there's many, many citizens that didn't even know that they could get on these boards. And I think it's fair that we advertise.
That, though.
And if, I think you're up. Are you up this period or?
I am not up. So it's the way you word things and the way that you kind of cast doubt onto the people that are doing the work that bothers me. We take our time, we come down here, we listen, and we do what we believe is right, according to our rules. One of the follow-up things with this is there was also a kind of a post on another thread that suggested instead of giving the applications down here to Town Hall, that they give them directly to you. If that's being followed, you're not even following your own transparency.
Well, no, they could give them to whoever, but if they need help, I will get them to the zoning lady.
I don't think that you need to have a hand in it. I think that it should come down to Town Hall.
But that's no problem at all. I am totally transparent. I think that everybody that's appointed to a position, there needs to be public input instead of just put in a position again for another 5 years.
Well, the fact that we had to interview for these positions, and usually we were asked by somebody. I was asked by a woman that was stepping down because of illness. I came down, I put in my application, and I got an interview. So I'm not sure if you understand how the whole thing works, but please come down and, pay attention to us when we're doing our jobs.
From what I understood, that there hasn't been any applications or public input in years. Like, people don't even remember when the last time that happened. So that's one of the reasons I put the post out there, and the public was overwhelmed with, like, they didn't even know that they were able to join these boards. So I just think it should be open to the public.
Well, I just kind of suggest you watch your wording when you're putting things out there.
Okay.
Because it does kind of tick me off a little bit. And this is the second time. So thank you for your attention. Thank you all.
All right. Hey, thanks for your service on that board too.
Anybody else? Do you have announcements?
I do not. He didn't pass that out, did he?
Oh.
We have the fire department's doing a
Pancake
fundraiser.
breakfast,
We're doing a fundraiser for,
Saturday?
yeah.
8 to 11?
Yeah.
2 canned goods per meal. They make some great pancakes.
Oh,
For Christmas.
when?
And then your T-shirt fundraiser, right?
Yeah.
You're talking about? If anybody has any questions or, yeah, they're cute for Christmas. That benefits our dive team. We do have, okay. How many new divers do we have now? Two. Which is amazing. We live on the lake. We need some divers. Deb, do you have anything? No. Leanne? Ted?
I guess what I'll speak up to is I want to thank the public and the citizens for getting out and voting. We did pass our road levy, and very appreciative of that, so that'll allow us to continue repair and fix the roads as we intend to for the next at least 5 years.
Nice.
Congratulations. All right, well, I guess we'll adjourn. We adjourn. Second.
I'll second that.
Roll call. Mrs. Chapman?
Yes.
Mr. Cottle?
Yes. Did a great job, Kelly.
Awesome.